I'm talking about how I'm going to be going over the list of a survey filled hot names for men and women. All right, so I'm going to be asking each one of you to guess a hot name that might be on this list for a man or a woman. And maybe our names will make the list. Or maybe there's a Jamie in there, or a Sandy, or an Antonio.
I don't think that's
There's definitely
true.
a Frank in there, that's for sure.
There
Ashton's definitely in there too, but for women, not men. Just kidding. But yeah. Also, after I ask you guys your guess, I want you to know if you find names attractive, yes or no, because I don't know if I really do. I think the person makes the name attractive. Jamie, would you like to go first?
Sure, why not?
Go ahead. Give me a guess for a man and woman.
So I feel like for me personally, I feel like it's really attractive when they have a strong name in the sense that it's like badass. Like it's cool. It just adds to their character.
Right.
It's like, especially if that name doesn't really go with who you thought they were. Like one name off the bat, like Veronica. You don't know too many Veronicas.
Ooh.
I like that.
All right, so your woman guesses Veronica.
I feel like that's badass. I feel like you don't really hear that name too often, and if you do, she's got to own up to
Any
that.
name with the V definitely got to own up to it.
Yeah.
Like, I love the alphabet English very much.
true.
Like Victoria. I mean, Victoria is kind of like a little like
That one's
more.
a little more or less.
Yeah,
for
it's
some
a
reason.
little
I guess I
more-
hear that one more. I don't know
I would
why.
say that one's a little more like flowery, but Veronica just hits different for some reason. Especially like I feel like there's that one band, the Veronicas, and they always had some like really.
Actually, I don't
good
think I know
stuff.
that band.
It's an old band. I'm dating myself. Anyway, that's not the point. The point
Your
is
age is
that
showing.
that I'm telling you that like that's a cool name. For men, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of like rock star names are really cool because it's
Okay.
badass. Like
Right.
Axl. Like
Axl?
Axl Rose.
Axel is
Interesting.
such a
Axel's
cool
Axel's
name.
a pretty sick name. Pretty
I was
hot,
honestly
pretty
going
hot.
to say that.
Not gonna lie.
Don't steal my child's name.
Your child. Okay, never mind. I take it back.
So
That will be my kid's name.
besides names being badass, Jamie, is there anything else about a name that you find attractive? Is it the way it rolls off the tongue, or
I think it's also just like how you carry yourself with the name, you know?
have you noticed yourself date anybody with the same name in the past, or you've all dated
Yeah,
different names?
and they
You
all
have?
sucked.
What names have you dated?
It's always those J's, man.
The J's get you?
Always the J's.
Why do you want J and J? That isn't a cool thing.
It's not that. It's more like, it's trial and error in that sense.
Okay.
For me, it was always
Was
John.
it the Jeffs? Johns, huh?
John.
That's where you go wrong.
Why are you dating someone
Yeah.
named John? Respectfully.
I had like 2 to 3 Johns in the past.
2 to 3. Why do you have
wow.
multiple?
Because you know what? There's so many Johns out there. They're
How do
so
you go
unoriginal.
back-
you
how do
give
you go
up?
back after 2? That's tough.
Why
so
didn't you give up
crazy.
on the Johns after 1?
Yeah.
That's the real question here.
Because you know what? It was many years later, and I thought maybe the world has changed.
When you
but-
dated those Johns, did like the other Johns come back in memory when you said their name?
The
No,
Johns
because
are
I completely
changing.
wiped them out. It's like I don't want to think about you.
That's
I mean,
so real.
That's cool.
but then like I did date another Jay, and then he sucked too. So I
What
said,
was
you know
his
what?
name?
It's just Jay in general.
All the J's. Johnson Johnson, a family company. Sandy, yes.
Hold up. My middle name's John. Is
Ooh,
that why?
Frank's name
Yeah,
is
you always kinda look
John.
like a
We got-
John.
so it's Frank John
La Pinta.
LaPinta.
Honestly,
FJL, that's kind of fire.
Because
Like
you're
the bean.
Frank, you're safe. But it's
Yeah.
if you say
Because that's my middle name, and not a lot of people really say their middle names
That's
like,
true.
that
well,
much
actually,
anymore.
there's this one kid that I work with, and he prefers to be called John Anthony.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
fun.
like his
Names, huh?
his like middle name
Embarrassing.
first and then his first name.
No, like I think that's his like
That's very-
that's majority of his name.
That's very old school. Like, okay, I like that.
So but like I don't think of him as just strictly John. No one is gonna go up to him and be like, "Hey, John, how's your day?" It's more like you have to say the whole thing.
really?
Oh, he's one of those
unless
people.
you're cool with
Oh.
him. Unlike Jamie. Jamie's not cool with him, so.
I
No,
love him, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Hey, John." Like to me, that's weird. That's like almost saying like going up to like it's like going up to a teacher and not saying their last name. You know,
Call him by the first
Oh,
name.
yeah.
Yeah.
it's weird.
Sandy, what guesses do you got for me for top 5 male or woman name?
Okay, so for girls, I have always been obsessed with the name Monica. I always thought it
Monica,
was
huh?
so pretty.
I did not have sexual
That's
relations.
that's the decoy name.
That's the
I'm convinced everyone named Monica is not
Is it
named
real?
Monica. No.
Actually,
That's their
that's
stage name.
That's actually kind of funny you say that because
We went
that
off
was
of this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't
We spoke about this.
yeah, that was actually the name that I used to use at Duncan when I didn't want to tell
yes,
them.
yes,
yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
sound
you
familiar.
said that.
Yeah, just because I always
literally
loved
said
the
it.
name Monica so much.
I had a
always thought it was
waitress
so
friend named
cool.
Monica. She disappeared.
People call in to 516-572-7440 if you have names that you think are attractive or make the person even more attractive, or you just think are ridiculous because, I mean...
Why not?
Monica, I don't know. It just sounds a little ridiculous because all I can think of is what Antonio said.
What'd I say?
Oh, you can repeat it.
Oh, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's what I think of. when I
Sandy,
hear that
what's
name.
your male name?
Okay, so honestly, I was going to say Axel. I was kind of
No way!
This is kind of embarrassing. I
Don't
was
you
thinking,
dare. Wait, how do you spell it?
Axel.
How
Okay,
else
good,
would you
good,
spell
good,
it?
Yeah, like how they spell it in Kingdom Hearts.
But what were you gonna say besides that then?
Okay. For guys, I was kind of thinking, even though we were just like flaming Jays,
Yeah.
I was thinking either Jason or Cole.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
Cole
All right,
is not a
interesting.
J.
Well, no, well,
That was
I
one of
said
them was
Jason is a J.
Yeah, Jason's a J.
But actually, fun fact about people named Cole. I once had a coworker named Cole who was born on the same exact day as me. Like
Really?
same exact.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it was kind of
Crazy.
creepy because I mentioned that my birthday was soon. He's like, "Wait, when's your birthday?" And I said June 13th, and he's like, "No way, that's my birthday." And I said, "What year?" And he said, "What year?" And I said 2003, and he's like, "That's crazy. I was born the same exact day."
Birth date
Wow.
also?
Yes,
Jeez.
like
Wow,
the
that's nuts.
same exact day, down to the year.
I could see that happening at like school. I went my high school. I had someone that had the same birthday as me. They weren't born the same year, and I would always say happy birthday to them, but they forget to say it to me. And then I think they forgot it was also my birthday.
Wait,
Antonio.
were you guys born around the same time, or were you guys at the same hospital?
We definitely weren't at the same hospital because he was born on the island and I was born on LA.
Oh, because
You were born in LA?
I was born
You're
in
a
LA.
Cali girl?
Wow.
I am.
That's kind of kooky. When
I
did
was
you move
gonna
over to New
say,
York?
like, maybe you were born before him, or vice versa.
When did you move to New York?
I moved to New York when I was 3.
Oh,
So, yeah, I barely remember LA.
All right.
That's cool though.
I want to go to
That's cool.
California one day. It
Sick.
looks like such a nice place.
Me too. I've never been. I heard that it's a really, really pretty place.
So what do you think about names though? You think names are attractive? You think you think someone's name gets you a little more into them than other names?
Honestly, no.
No, right?
But I do kind of like when people pick their own names. For example, my partner actually picked their own name from their dead name that they don't use anymore. And it's a really cool name. It's Vought. And I
Right.
love it. You know, it's
Yeah.
unique.
Vought?
No, yeah, Vought. And
How do you spell it?
Vaute.
Yeah, my sister's partner, they changed their name to Mars. So that's pretty cool. I always thought that was cool. I was like, wow.
Mars?
Mars. That's
Mars.
That works.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
I actually know someone named Mars.
No way. That's kooky.
Yeah, no way.
But yeah, I'm glad I heard your answers. Unfortunately, you were wrong.
What?
They weren't on the list. Yours is not on the list, and neither are yours. But yours was close,
What?
Jamie. Yours was very close.
Wait, which one?
I'll get into the list. I'll get into that list in a little bit.
Oh,
It was your
okay.
woman name. Yeah, it was your
Okay,
woman name. It was
cool,
pretty
cool,
close. Frank, give me a
Sweet.
guess for a woman and a man.
All right, let's see. For a woman, I'm going to have to guess Hannah.
Hannah? That's a strong
Hannah.
guess.
Oh.
I'm just gonna have to go.
Guess.
I'm just gonna have to go with that for a girl and a guy. What would be a good?
The guy is for some reason harder to think of than a girl.
It
That's
is.
so funny
Yeah. I
don't know why that
because
is.
there's a song by a lesbian artist, and she just sings about how she wants Hannah to be her girlfriend. So it's so funny you say that. It's called, if you want to look it up, it's called "I Want to Be Your Girlfriend." That's
Or like-
literally what it's called.
Or there's that
Do we
song
have that?
Valerie.
I think we might have
Huh?
that.
There's that song Valerie.
Valerie. That sounds familiar too. But
Or
Frank, give me your guy guess while I look this
Yeah,
up.
it's hard to come up with a guy
Can
name.
you
I'm gonna-
imagine, like, I don't know, like, are you guys thinking the same way I'm thinking? Like, are you thinking of, like, in a sexual way, this name? Or are you thinking, like,
it doesn't
dating
have
wise,
to be
this
sexual.
name?
Just to be like,
I guess
Are
just
you
dating,
thinking-
right?
yeah, like for example, say you're at a restaurant just chilling, and you hear like, I got a table for Mark. Ooh, Mark. Something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I will say this though, when it comes to Hannah, I think Hannah with an H at the end sounds hotter than Hannah without an H at the end.
Yo, why is that?
Oh. Does that
I
make
kind
sense?
of
I
don't know.
makes
I think
sense.
so.
I don't know why.
Did you
kinda-
find the song?
It kind of looks like a
I
bed.
didn't find it in the national mix, but I'm finding it in all music now.
Yeah, it's called "I Want to Be Your Girlfriend."
Yeah, Frank, you still thinking, huh? It's
You know,
alright, you
I'm
can
just
pass
gonna
on
have to
the guy.
take. I'm just gonna take a wild guess here. I'm gonna go Steven.
Steven?
Steven!
That's a good guess. That's a good guess.
That's
That's
the only
like-
thing I can think of.
That's like an old guy named Frankenfurter.
I mean, people
Excuse
like
you.
old men, so
Excuse you.
Well, yeah.
My dad is close to that
exactly.
name.
it's not. It's not.
I'm sorry, Steven.
It is.
It is.
It's not in here. I just look. I want to be your. It didn't work. Well, Jamie's gonna come over here and help me out. Frank, what do you think about names though? Do you find them attractive? Like when you're looking into somebody, do you look to see what their name is? You said girl and
I'm gonna be honest. I never really thought about names
no, right?
like that.
Interesting.
No, I never really seen names like that. Like you would normally people would. Is this a song, Jamie?
Yeah, it's a song. But normal people what?
It's all about Hannah.
Oh,
That's
Why
all
does
she
this-
says is, oh, Hannah.
oh, is this girl in red?
Yeah.
I thought she hated the word lesbian.
I don't, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day,
Why
that's
does
what
this
she
sound
is.
so
yeah, it
familiar?
is, but apparently she hates the word.
Frank.
It's
please
all about
finish that
Hannah.
One little bit you always.
Okay, yeah. So what I was saying was, I've never really seen like names. I never really thought.
Now you see a 10. You're the hottest girl you've ever seen.
What's her name? Yeah.
Sally.
It's not Hannah?
No. I'm hypothetically, because he's never thought about names being attractive. You see a 10 and her name is Sally.
Ew.
I'd say that would be attracted.
Do you still would find a Sally
All right.
attractive?
What about Gertrude?
Probably not.
All right, so there is a little bit into it. Okay.
Dude, why?
like
I
that.
just feel
No, because
like...
here's the deal, Asin. Like, when you
Gertrude?
first see somebody, you really don't think of the names. Like, you look at, more attractive features.
No,
like
but you
more
definitely think of the
physical.
name before you meet them. Like, oh, that's definitely a Veronica. Oh, that's a
Yeah.
Vanessa. Jennifer. Ooh.
That's a Hannah.
Yeah.
Oh, Vanessa. I didn't even think of that. I love that name.
I can't. I'm sorry, but
Hi,
you know
I'm
what's the
Glenda.
problem? You can't name somebody, or you can't look at somebody and go, you know what, Vanessa? I think of Vanessa Hudgens. I can't do
Vanessa
that.
Hudgens. That's a good point.
I can't like.
People love Vanessa
I
Hudgens.
can't
Those
see
big
myself
time
naming my own
crush.
child knowing that there's somebody else
How
there
about this
with
one?
that name.
How about this one?
Roxanne. I mean, Roxanne's pretty badass.
No, it's not. Addison, what's your guess for a guy and a woman?
I like
For
that.
women, I do like stripper names. I think I think they're so over the top and extravagant. So like Amber, Lola. Is there a Heather?
Amber.
Is there a Heather on that board?
I don't like
See if there's
Lola.
Heather on
Amber
here.
and
Let's see if
Heather.
there's
I'm
Heather.
suddenly thinking of so many names.
No Heather, no Amber.
All right, no.
I love the
before
name
you
Heather.
go past me, what about
Yep.
for Italian women? Antoinette.
Antoinette.
Okay.
I don't like that one.
All right, never
A
mind.
little
Right.
bit,
You know
a
what?
little bit too
Ooh.
close to Antonio.
sounds good.
I think.
For men though, I like Anthony.
I'll tell you what, I like
Anthony.
Antoinette more than I like Antonia, because Antonia is way too close to Antonio.
Yeah.
Antoinette with E's at the end. There's no O's.
Okay, these are cool. These
Yeah.
at the end are not that bad.
But yeah, no, for men, I think Anthony.
Anthony?
When I think Anthony, I think a full head of hair.
Oh my
Same thing-
God.
Same thing with Franks. You don't get a Frank with like bald spots. You really
Guess
don't.
what? I have to ask this parent if I could take a photo because there's a kid named Anthony.
Was a bald spot?
No, who is the spitting image of you? I swear to God,
Is
Addison.
he really?
No way.
Does he wear a wife beater and a gold chain?
He wears a silver chain. He wore the wife beater yesterday. He brought these sunglasses and he goes,
Oh my
I'm a
God.
boss.
That's
I'm a
Addison.
boss man.
I gotta meet him.
That is
is so
exactly
sweet.
like
And I go, so when he was going home, I said, all right, the boss man's leaving over. And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, it's Minnie Addison.
wanna be
How old is this
That is
kid?
so
He's like
cute.
7.
Oh.
I want to be somewhat affiliated here. Can I be the godfather of this kid? if there's not one already, I would love to. Just rebaptize this
I
kid.
think I'm gonna have to show the dad a photo of you, or maybe you could send an audio clip of your
Oh.
voice. I would love for him to hear it.
Addison-
Wait, does the voice sound similar too?
No, it's just the look. You guys just
okay.
like.
I would totally become this kid's godfather. Addison Miller Russo, do you denounce Satan? I do.
Now, the reason why I brought this up was because there has been a survey made for the top 5 hottest female and top 5 hottest male names. And so far, our names aren't in them, sadly.
No?
And all the names you guessed aren't in them, except for Sandy. She just said one lately that she kind of just went over everyone's head, but she said a name. And it is in the list. It's actually number 5 for female names. I'll give you the list right now.
Do we get a
right?
prize?
No. These are the top 5 hottest female names. Number 1, Brianna at 70%.
Oh,
Number
Didn't see that
one?
coming.
Okay.
Didn't see that coming.
We have
All
a Brianna here.
Number
I like-
2.
I love
her.
Brianna, but I wouldn't go, oh my God, Brianna. Like if I heard her name at a restaurant.
How did none of us
Yeah.
think of that name?
Number 2 at 69%. Nice. Believe it or not, is Erica. I hate that name.
Erica?
I hate
Erica.
that name.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
hate that
snooty.
name.
Yep.
You know,
This
Erica,
thing's
nose
rich.
up.
Erica would tell on me for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 3 is Lexi, 67.
Yeah,
hate
no,
Lexi.
I think
That
that's
makes
very
That's
hot.
reasonable.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't like Lexi. Lexi just to me just makes me think of somebody who's flexible in the wrong ways.
Interesting.
I can
Oh.
see some.
That might be good for
That would
other
be in the
people.
right ways, though, no?
No, the wrong ways because she's flexible in other.
Yeah, but then on
hours.
airplanes, you can put them in the luggage rack.
Number 4, which I think is the worst one here, is Brooke. Brooke. at
Brooke?
50%.
You know, it gives off a
Ew.
bitchy attitude, but usually they're very nice people. Usually.
They always have the rasp in the voice,
Yes,
the big
and the
nose,
RBF,
that's always-
usually.
the big nose, the brown hair.
Yeah.
Or blonde. but
That's
very
very
nice people.
accurate. She's naming the whole Brooke right there.
There's a lot of Brooks
And
in
number
that.
5, Vanessa. Sandy said it a little bit there. She didn't say it with her
my
answer, but she
God.
did say it randomly for something. The name clicked
Oh
in her
my
head.
God.
Yeah, I
Vanessa's
can't.
there, number 5 with a 65%.
Vanessa should have been number 1, honestly. Vanessa's such a hot name.
I can't believe
It
my
is.
answer was my answer wasn't on there.
Your answer I thought would be on there too.
I felt pretty good about that.
That was a good answer. These are top 5 hottest male names, and believe it or not, Brett is number 1. Brett with 24%. Brett. I knew a Brett.
Finds that attractive.
I kind of get it.
Canadians.
I kinda get it.
I knew a Brett in high school, and personally, I thought he was like with Peace and Love, not the best looking, but he played basketball and he got all the girls. But I didn't get how they found this man attractive. 'Cause, like,
Canadians, man, they love Brett.
I have a friend who's Canadian, and he's been engaged like more times than I can count on my hands.
That's
and
very strange.
He gets all the women.
Yeah, because of Brett the Hitman Hart.
Yep. And then we got Tyler, number 2, 23%. These names are gonna be kind of weak, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Tyler.
I dated a Tyler, easily the worst guy I've ever dated.
Just
also,
like
he
that,
goes
huh?
here, so I hope you're
Who
listening.
made
He
this
goes here,
list?
too?
He goes here. I actually
no.
saw him the
No,
other
and
day.
Like here in the station?
No, he's not at the station,
At
but
the
he
school.
goes
At
to
the
this
school.
school.
And that's a name that doesn't work past second grade. Like
Nope.
Nathaniel. Nathaniel doesn't work past first grade.
I know Nathaniel.
Oh,
He gets
boy.
a lot.
Or y'all-
He gets a lot.
I knew
Y'all
one.
ever see those names that are like so adult? So it's like a parent walks up to you and they're just like, "Oh, do you want to hold Jeffrey?" Like, no.
Joffrey. Number 3 is gonna be Corey. Corey's in the house, baby.
Corey?
Corey's at 3 with 23%.
No
Pretty close
way.
to Cole. Someone said
That
Cole,
is
right?
not
That
close
name's
to
been on a
Cole.
rise lately.
And then number
Corey?
Yeah.
4, which I don't agree with at all, is Andy. Andy at number 4.
Oh no!
That is so
Come on.
funny. I was
Who
thinking
made
of that
this
name.
list?
Listen, there's people voted on this list.
Name is
right? There's a whole
rigged. I mean,
survey.
Who? This is
Who
rigged.
did they ask to vote?
That's a good question. All right, let me see. Let's see here.
No, I agree with you, Angela.
Wrong.
These are weak.
Wrong.
Yep. No, I don't
Wrong.
like any of these names, but they just asked a bunch of people as a dating app. There you go.
They're all wrong
Yep.
except for Vanessa.
On dating apps?
I think it was just
That's who they
I think they
asked?
just said, like, saw who most popular got swiped on the most, what names got swiped on the most.
All right, let's just get this over with. That's the last one.
And number 5 for the guy is Noah.
Noah.
Noah isn't that bad. All right, but still very
Noah's-
shocking to be top 5.
Yeah, it's okay, but I don't like see a guy named Noah and I'm just like, I have to be with this guy.
When I see Noah, I think blue eyes and blonde hair.
I don't know,
Maybe-
when
maybe
I-
the blue eyes at least.
When I think Noah, I think of that guy from the kissing booth.
The main character. The guy?
Yeah, the main character's best friend, or does he still count as the main character?
He's just the guy main
He's the
character.
guy.
Yeah, the girl is the main character, but the guy who's in it.
Yeah.
I'm shocked at these names. I'm a little
A
disappointed.
little disappointed, right, Jamie?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I was looking for a little more like cultural names. If you will. I don't know how to explain this, but like just a little more like flavor into these names. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
The
these are
women
like,
didn't shock me that much. I saw that coming a mile away. But the men, Brett's number 1. Who the hell cares
I
about
thought it'd be
that?
like Damien.
Surprised there's no
Damien
rich
would've been
names.
nice.
on
Damien
there.
is a cute name.
You
Adrian.
know
Oh
what'd
my
been nice?
god.
I don't like that.
A Jesus in there.
Jesus would have been fire. No, but my partner's name was supposed to be Adrian, and every single day I cursed their dad for not naming them Adrian.
Adrian is fire.
I'm actually
Adrian
surprised.
is such a cute name.
No rich names though.
no
No
rich names.
Tiffany's. Nothing.
What are you surprised about?
I thought
Frank?
there would have been like more names with like accents.
Accents,
in
right?
that list.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
what I'm trying to say. More flavor.
That's actually what I was thinking about. Like, I haven't really
Rosie.
found like the names themselves to be attractive. More like if there's
way
an
they
accent,
sound,
the way
right?
they sound, like an accent. That's what I'm thinking of.
So you think like someone with like an accent would make them sound better per se? Like
Yeah.
instead of saying Adam, it's like Adam.
Damn.
All right, well, not
He
like
meant more like with an accent mark on the letters.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like just saying a regular name with an accent.
No.
Like, oh, maybe
Well-
that might spice it up. Like,
well, it maybe.
Andy,
At his
Andy,
own.
come here, boy.
Yeah, but also the thing about a lot of these names is that a lot of them are like heavily, since they're so generic, a lot of them are like featured in shows and movies. And like going back to the Noah thing, now that I think about it, all that I think of when I hear the name Noah is that one line that he said in the kissing booth which was just don't go around rubbing coochies with my brother. Now I'm going to think of that every single time I hear the name Noah.
I have to see that movie.
I
I
think
have
the
no
name-
idea that he says
It
that.
is-
That's crazy.
I think most
Trick.
names, like putting an accent on a name, it works
Frank.
with most of them.
I
Okay,
call
that does not
one of the kids at my job. I call him that. I'm like,
That
bye,
does not
Frank.
work.
Yeah, I say bye, Frank,
How
and he
would you
goes
spell
bye.
it? With a Q?
Yeah. If we
He likes that.
if you
He doesn't care.
if you became Frank, you have to talk like this. Yeah. You have to have like
I mean, it doesn't matter. He's cool with it.
you gotta like be in the water on a log and like balance yourself. That whole
Yeah,
thing.
come into
I'm
the
feeling
building,
very
yeah.
like a
You oughta lay
bodybuilder.
hoo-hoo.
I feel like we can't really add too much to Antonio. I mean, it's already got like a lot of like
People don't
up
like
and
my
down.
name. People don't like my
Antonio?
name. They never say my name, full name. They always go Tony. They go Ant. They go
I was
Anthony.
thinking Big A.
They go A. They never say my full name because apparently there's too many syllables. They can say Anthony. They call me Anthony all the time,
Anthony.
but not Antonio.
And
What do you
Tony
What do you
O.
prefer?
Every time I don't mind any of the names. I really don't like Tony though, because like Tony isn't even close to my name. Like I like the A and T part of my name.
What if we just called Sandy Sandai?
Sandai.
Sounds like a science
Like
project.
a Hyundai.
Like, every time I tell people, like as soon as I walk up to somebody's table, I say the same thing every time. I go, "Hi, how are you? Good evening, or good afternoon, or good morning, whatever time it is. My name is Tony. I'll be serving you today. What can I get you?" And they go like, "Okay, nice to meet you, Tony." And I'm like, "Whoa,
That's so
that's
crazy.
not what I said. I said Antonio, but okay."
Wait.
Tony
Maybe they
it
think
is.
it's more like
friends?
a formal thing, you know? Like,
And you don't give off Tony vibes.
I don't
either.
give up Tony. That's like
No.
Yeah.
the most.
Not really. Well, I mean, kind of. If you look at you in a certain angle.
that's why I always
I don't know what
ask.
that means.
Don't you like? I mean, like for me personally, especially when I'm with kids, because they're still learning about themselves, and I'm like, do you prefer to be called this? Like,
Yeah.
do you like Alex?
I've only heard like that from one person, like asking what I prefer. Like it's very strange to hear that from somebody.
Well,
They
I
never
mean,
really
like,
care.
I feel like it's like, you know, especially if they're not like listening to it, they're not responding. I'll be like, do you like Alex? Do you like Alexander? Which one do you like? Do you like Jack?
That's
Do you
smart.
like Jackson? And one kid's like,
Like
I just
Jax.
prefer just Jackson.
Yeah.
Or it's like Julian. Do you like Jules?
Like Jillian.
I don't know. Like, do you like? It just depends because whatever is gonna make you respond more. That's all I care
You know
about.
what I hated being called though? In high school, my nickname was Gonzo because my last name was Gonzalez. That was the
Gonzo?
Gonzo.
Why did they call you that?
Because my last name was Gonzalez.
Well, no, I
was
heard
the
that part, but
Muppet
that's
character.
embarrassing.
It was embarrassing. I got that called my whole high school career.
The kids
Wow.
here. I had. Do you remember how I had the
Organization.
kids here not too long
Yeah.
ago? I had Caroline here, and Kennedy likes to call Caroline Carol. I feel like
Caroline
that's
is easily the worst name
But
ever. I'm sorry. I just need to say
Shout out to all the Carolines out there.
There was this girl named Caroline.
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, that's well. First of all, that's one reason why I hate that name. And second of all, yeah, there was this girl who was insanely racist. That went to my old high
Oh.
school.
But that's different.
Her family is like notorious for being like the most racist family
That's
in our
their
town.
business.
But what did
That's
Sweet
their
Caroline
business.
do to you that made you sad?
I just they didn't make me sad. I just don't really like the song.
Oh
It's
my-
overplayed.
You a Neil
Sandai.
Diamond hater?
If your name
I
is
agree with you.
Caroline,
You hate
call
Neil,
up the
you
516.
hate Neil Diamond?
I don't know who that is, but sure.
He's the guy who made the song.
Then I hate him then for writing the song.
I can't.
You go,
There's
Frank.
a whole musical on him now.
If
Oh,
your name
really?
is
I did not know
Caroline,
that.
call up right now, 516-572-7440. Tell us why your name doesn't suck, please.
You
and
know what?
thank
There's
you.
a song called Caroline.
Yeah, there is. Do you want me to play it right now? I'll
Sure,
play it right
go
now.
for it.
Sure,
It's
I'll
called
play
Oh
it.
Caroline.
I'm playing all songs right now.
Yeah,
Why
you
not?
are.
All songs with names.
Telling you right now, I feel like Caroline's not that bad of a name, but I feel like once you shorten it to Carol, now you're on the verge of carrot. All right, like it's just
There's a lot of names about Caroline.
It sounds
there's
a little-
obviously this classic.
Carol is very white hair to me,
Why isn't it playing? Oh,
like
here's-
old person.
There it is. There's the classic Sweet Caroline.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
Caroline by M&A. There's mad Caroline songs.
Every time this would come up with like when I'm with a whole group of like people, everyone can't help themselves
Yeah.
but to just scream this out.
Oh,
That's a memory I will forever miss in high school.
yeah.
We actually did this with my lacrosse team. Every time
Frank,
we'd win a game,
Frank, really get into this. This is
Frank.
a moment.
Guten Sagen.
Yeah.
Ja.
Everyone needs to sing the chorus.
yeah.
This is an important moment in our lives right now.
Here it
Okay,
comes,
this is
guys.
us taking in the hot names.
Let's do it. This is gonna
Ready?
feel just like high school.
Hey. Everybody, let's hold hands.
No, this is Frank Solo, man.
No, everyone sing.
All
I
right.
don't get it. Why aren't we holding hands?
I don't like this song.
Yeah, I don't
Sanda,
like to
you have no choice.
I don't want to touch
Sweet Caroline, bum bum bum. Good times never
I don't like this song.
Sandy Addison, get in here.
having PTSD for these bar mitzvahs I used to go to.
To believe
And Brendan's standing over there with candles in his hand, like Grandma Margaret and Grandpa Abraham, come on down, light the candles.
Shout out to all the Carolines out
Oh,
there.
boy.
Your name isn't a stinker, regardless what Sandy says, and hopefully
I
you're not
think it is.
racist. Like, yeah.
Hopefully not, but you probably are.
Jeez Louise.
Oh my gosh.
She said it, not me. She said it, not me.
Damn.
I
That
just,
was such a good moment.
to be honest.
That was.
That was so
sweet.
important. I'm so glad we had to share this special moment together. I mean, with Frank, with Addison,
You're so
with
positive, Jamie.
Antonio,
Are these our new
with
nicknames?
Sandai. I
Do you
really
mind if we call you
What about
Frank from now
yours,
on?
Jamie? Would
I
yours be,
really do.
I really. What about Frankenfurter? Do you like Frankenfurter, Frankster?
I guess.
What about Frankie?
I guess.
I like Frank.
I mean, as
Frank
long as
is
you
it.
don't overdo it.
Frank is
That's
cool.
one of the things where I would not like it if you say it all the time.
But overdoing it is my favorite part, Frankenfurter.
I know, but I don't care.
Oh,
I feel like
Frankie.
Give me that. Give me that.
honestly, I've been called James, Jimmy. I'm taking them all. One time, someone said, "James, is that you?" And I'm like, "Here we go."
James.
I'm
so
James.
That's
Present.
Yeah.
James. I like that one.
Hot mess o'clock?
No, James in Spanish is James.
Well, my name in Spanish is Jaime, so
It is. It
Oh,
is
it is Jaime.
It's Jaime.
yeah.
My cousin's name is Jamie. Sometimes I call her
man.
Jaime.
Some of
as a
these names in
joke.
Spanish are the worst. I'm not gonna lie. They're just so silly.
So funny.